All right, boys and girls, we'll continue with the next topic, which are fortified wines. Now, the difference between a fortified wine and a regular wine is that the fortified wine has been made stronger or made fortified by adding extra alcohol into it. And the alcohol which is added into wine to make it fortified is called brandy. So, brandy is also made from wine, it is a distilled wine. We will study distillation in the later classes. Now, if you look at the screen here, you'll see different glasses with different colors. Are you able to guess which ones are wines and which ones are something else? Okay, just to let you know, all of these are wines and all of these are sherries. And just to blow your mind, all of the sherry is made from white wines. Now, the question is, many of you would ask me, why is the ones on the right, why are they so dark in color? So just remember, this color is coming from aging of the sherry. It's put in a wooden barrel, it's kept for a few years, and the longer you keep it in a wooden barrel, the more colors are received by the wine from the wooden barrel, also from this little bit of oxidation which happens. So the wine, just remember, sherry, even if it looks dark, it's always made from a white grape. So sherry is a fortified wine. It comes from the Jerez or Jerez de la Frontera. That's the name of the village from where the wine is made. Jerez de la Frontera or Jerez, also called Jerez. And from that place, the name came sherry. And sherry is made from only three kinds of grapes, which are called Palomino, Pedro Ximenez, and Moscatel. Okay, I explained this to you, made in the town of Jerez de la Frontera or San Cular de Armeda and El Puerto de Santa Maria. So it's between these three towns, which is given here. It's in the southern part of Spain. So it's quite a warm place. I explained the three grape varieties, Palomino, Pedro Ximenez, and Moscatel. All three grape varieties are white grapes. That means sherry is a white wine from white grapes, also called a blanc de blanc in French. Now, the vineyards in Spain, we'll not focus a lot on this, but the Spanish vineyards, just like the French vineyards, are very dry, very gravelly soil. It's called albariza soil. So the worse the soil, the worse the climate, the better we get wines. We've discussed this earlier in our theory classes. So albariza soil is the most important soil where sherry grows. They also have barro soil and arena soil, which are different types of soil varieties in Spain. Now, sherry comes in various styles. The styles usually correspond to how old it is. I'll show you a few photos. For example, Fino, it's the least, it's quite young, is the least aged. So you can see the color is slightly light, it's not very yellow. As you go up, Manzanilla gets a slightly darker flavor. Manzanilla Pasada is slightly even more darker, it has a little age. Amontillado, look at this color, it's become something like a whiskey, it's become more darker. Then you have Palo Cortado, it's aged, it has real rich flavors, not very sweet, and you can see very dark because of the wood. Oloroso, dark as well. Then you got cream sherry, alla manchesa. These are all various flavors of whiskey, flavors of sherries which are available in the market. Now, the important part here is manufacture of sherry. So again, you know how to make a regular wine. So I'm not going to teach you how to make a wine. After the wine is ready, what we do to the wine and what it makes, how it becomes sherry is what we discuss here. The first step is fermentation. The sherry gets fermented, the grapes get fermented in the vineyards, in the wineries. In Spain, these wineries are also called bodegas, and they make a wine which is around 12%, 13% alcohol. After that, these are fortified or made stronger by addition of brandy into it. These bring up the flavors between 15 to 18% alcohol. Now, because we've married the alcohol and the wines together, so they need to age together. They need to become one together. So they have a process called maturing. Now, this maturing and blending, this is what makes sherry really important. Now, this maturing is done not in individual barrels, but in a connected system of barrels, which is called a Solera system. So there are around 68 barrels which are made into a pyramid shape, and they're all connected with pipes. It looks something like this. So you have the younger wines which are put on top, and the alcohol, the wine dribbles down and fills up all these barrels till the bottom. And then every year we remove a little bit, we remove, let's say, 70% of the wines from the bottom barrels. So the alcohol comes down, the wine is removed, only 70%. So 30% is still available in the barrel. Then in the next year, more alcohol is topped up to make it 100%. And then it matures for another year. And the year after that, again you remove 70%, again you top up till the top. So this keeps happening over periods of many years, 10 to 15 to 20 years, as long as the solar system is functioning properly without any breakages or any problems. So what happens is young wines from New Year's get mixed up with the older wines for since so many years. And that is what makes sherry really famous. Sherry is something called a non-vintage wine. That means you will not see a year written on top. This is because the wines which are mixed every year inside these barrels are mixed. The new wines are mixed with the old wines from so many years. So the wine which you take from this tap in the bottom, this is just a model, small model. So the wine which you get from the tap in the bottom is uh, you don't know from which year. Is it from last year or the year before, or maybe just a little bit of wine is from 20 years ago when the solar system started. So that is what makes sherry so famous, and it's a very unique way of blending their products. Then they bottle the product between 16 to 20, 21% alcohol. Uh, Sweeter sherries are usually more fortified than drier sherries. That means sweeter sherries are more alcoholic than drier sherries. That also means you have to be slightly careful uh, drinking sweeter alcohols because they will get you drunk faster. I've also put a YouTube video in the bottom which you can watch to just increase your knowledge more on how to make sherries and how sherries are stored. Now, how to drink sherry. Now, again, I told you it's not like a regular wine. It is more alcoholic. There is more flavor. There's more bitterness. There's more aroma inside the sherry. So we usually drink it in smaller portions. We have really small glasses. These glasses are called sherry copita or sherry schooners, also called an elegant glass. So we pour this small portion and we usually serve them. If they are sweeter, they are served after dinners. If they are drier, they are served before dinner. Dry means without sugar. So they are served before dinner, and they are usually sipped. They are used for sipping only, not heavy drinking because it gets you drunk much more faster. Just a few famous brands for you to note down. Now, again, like I always tell you, these brands are very famous of sherry. Does not mean they are the best tasting. Does not mean they are the that it doesn't mean that you have to like them. It just means that these are highly sold and these are highly sought after by a lot of people. But again, as you taste, you will realize your own taste and then you can make your own choices whether you like them or not. Thank you.